Are you dealing with a client or customer or even a partner in business who seems impossible to deal with? You know, those people who, the more you present a solution, the more they shut down. And you know your solution is exactly what they need, but it seems like you're hitting granite. And the more you drill, you don't soften the granite. Instead, your drill breaks and you seemingly give up. Do they hate me? Do they just, have no idea how to move forward? And you know how it feels that they may even be attracted to your solution, your service, your offer. They may even have approached you, but then it seems like all of a sudden they reel back in and reverse their buying decision. And you can't figure out why. You lay out the plan, you offer solutions, you give step-by-step guidance that would indeed help them, but it seems everything is shut down the moment you bring it up. What's worse is those gurus. You know, you've seen those gurus who have 100 objections and how to handle them. Well, with this particular type of customer, which I call the Maverick, hint, there's a bit of a Maverick in all of us, that you have triggered the Maverick, either because they're dominantly a Maverick or you inadvertently triggered the hidden Maverick inside them. So if you bring up the objection handlers, they can smell script a mile away. They know immediately that you are just giving them those objection handlers that the gurus tell you how to counter objections from the customer. And no matter what you say, the more objection handling you do, the more they shut down, because they know they're being handled, and that's anything that they like or that they would be conducive of moving forward across the gap, across the chasm that separates them from the solution you have for them. They balk. They shut down, and it's almost like taking a loudspeaker underwater. The louder you speak, the more it just kind of falls on deaf ears. It may even feel like walking around on eggshells around the Maverick customer, or the customer that you have triggered the Maverick response. It's like the more carefully laid out solutions you present them, the further away you drive them. Stop. Stop everything, stop engines, start over again, and this time do it the right way. Let me show you how. So, flip the switch on the Maverick conversation, sales conversation. Don't show them where they're inadequate. Don't show them where they need your solution. Instead, offer them freedom, options, a way to co-create. See, unlike some other clients, we come to them in another video, other clients sometimes want clear outlines, clear steps and guidance to the solution. But the Maverick walks when you try and show them the exact steps. They want to come up with their own steps. But what if you are offering them a program that has steps for them? If you're offering them a program that requires that they follow along, here's what to do instead. Start speaking the Maverick's own language. Trigger the Maverick's love language. I have a whole program on the 8 different money love languages, and it's far more interesting and in-depth than the love languages as touch, feel, see and hear. So the Maverick is one of them. If you speak the Maverick love language, you completely reverse the situation and you make them allies, you make them loyal customers. How? You speak words of asking them for their expertise, requesting their input, offering paths instead of solutions. Show them challenges instead of plans. Offer them to collaborate rather than handing them ready-made resolutions. For instance, ask, for this problem, if we had these and these options, which do you think from your area of expertise would fit this situation? And then once they answer, explore more to let them come up with the resolution that they want to desire, and never let them know that you actually laid out the map for them, but within that map you laid out for them, you let them explore their own path. Offer results, not rules. For instance, if we were to achieve this result, how would it feel like it? Or what would be some options that you would explore to achieve those results? And not rules. Rules would be, oh, if we have to achieve this, we have to do such and such. You have to redo your daily habit like this or like that. All of these words and lingo and phrases seem like you restricted the Maverick, you hemmed them in, you imprisoned them, and then they absolutely stall and will not go any further. And you feel like, oh, what did I do? But you didn't do anything except the main sin when it comes to the Maverick. You restricted their freedom, you shut down their imagination. On a similar path, offer them ways to involve their own imagination. Trigger words like vision, imagination. What is your vision in that? And if they, as the Maverick is prone to do, come up with outlandish visions, find ways to show them or to ask them where the obstacles are and what they would do about it. So that the Maverick, who thinks outside the box, which is also one of their great strengths, but on the downside, they can think of such things that are impossible, that are currently not within the realm of the realistic. And so instead of telling them, oh, that's not possible, never tell the Maverick that's not possible. Speak their own love language. Tell them, oh, that's interesting, let's work on making the impossible possible. Those are words that soothe and the Maverick and make them want to move forward. Now, if they themselves realize there is an obstacle in the path, remember the Maverick is a pioneer, a path maker, someone who creates new solutions outside the box no one else has seen. But if there's a big mountain on the way to the impossible, make them see that there are other ways to get around that mountain or obstacle. Instead of showing them, oh, you cannot go there any further, show them or ask them what their solution is to circumvent that problem. And that's another secret with the Maverick. Make them co-creators, collaborators, rather than you being the teacher, the mentor, the guide, and they following, which is antithetical to the Maverick. The Maverick wants to guide into new territories. So let them, but they need sometimes some ally by their side, your program, your service, whatever you have to offer to the Maverick. But don't assume the position of the guide or the master or the teacher to them, or you will shut them down. So use language that allows them to see themselves as the innovators, as the guides, as those that conquer the impossible, as those who are outside the box, unique and not part of the crowd. The moment you realize that that's the Maverick's inherent love language, you win with a client who previously seemed to be impossible to deal with. Quick tip number 1, always offer them a challenge, not a plan. A plan is where everything's laid out. A challenge is manna to the Maverick. They love a challenge where they can prove themselves, where they can come up with solutions. So throw down a challenge, never a plan, and you will win with the Maverick. Quick tip number 2, instead of pushing back on their vision and pointing out the impossible and the obstacles, ask them what is their vision to get around the obstacle, what's their vision to create a path into the impossible, and watch the Maverick thrive and become your loyal customer, because you know how to ask the right questions to trigger their own innovation and their own desire to explore new paths and conquer new territories. So stop walking on eggshells around the Maverick and instead create space for them where they can express their innovative spirit. And watch how you turn an impossible customer from no to an excited let's go, and from resistant to a raving fan. For more tips, subscribe, like, and comment, and obtain some of the free resources that I have made available in the description, or get the ebook and dig deeper into some of the solutions, not just for the Maverick, but for all of the 8 different prosperity personalities or buyer personas. So let's wrap up. First, never show them solutions, ask them for their expertise. 2, throw them a challenge, not a plan. 3, instead of you being their guide, frame them as the innovator. 4, instead of orders and rules and solutions, ask them for their input. 5, frame goals as opportunities and challenges for them, and watch the Maverick soar and become your biggest fan. Best part, you don't have to close the deal. You don't have to convince them or show them all the great benefits of your program. You let them close on their own enthusiasm for the innovation and the options you just laid out for them, and watch them become your biggest fan, not just for this deal, but over a lifetime. So go and get some of the resources. Are you a Maverick? Have you encountered a Maverick? What's some of the Mavericks' objections you ever have dealt with? How have you dealt with a Maverick? Have you been a Maverick yourself? Have salespeople triggered the Maverick in you? And can you relate to how you may shut down the more you're told what to do? Well, you have the options to get my free resources that I've put in the description to find out what kind of persona you are. I call it the prosperity persona or the buyer's persona, and find out perhaps what the buyers that you're dealing with frequently, what personas they are. There's also an ebook that goes in all the details and lays out different case studies that show exactly how to deal with different types of bias personas or prosperity personalities. Next up, in the next video, we're going to deal with the romantic. Spoiler alert, where the Maverick hates being told what to do and having all the steps laid out for them, the romantic type, amongst other things, is the exact opposite when it comes to that. They thrive on the it's all done for you. They love when it's already presented and they have to do nothing. Where the Maverick hates being told what to do and a carefully laid out plan with all the steps, and the Maverick resists that with all their might. The romantic type is the exact opposite in that regard. The romantic thrives on words and phrases like done for you templates, all easy steps. Sit back and relax. Let us do all the work for you. Everything is already laid out for you. All steps planned out. That's what the romantic loves and thrives on. So watch out for when we take a deep dive into the romantic's profile and persona. Talk to you soon.